Alright, so here comes the real deal. We're gonna open a file here. I have prepared a file, and here in the documents, it's filled with comments in order to guide us throughout this tutorial. I'm gonna replicate this and save it to the codes folder like we put our main before, and we're gonna name it tutorial. Okay, so if we are going to run it, it's we're gonna call py space tutorial dot py. Alright, so it does not show anything because I haven't put anything on it. It's only comments. Okay, so we're gonna make a general store management system in Python, but we're gonna learn the basics first. The first one is variables. Variables is simply a storage location which holds a value, and the variables are stored in the RAM. The variable's value we can change anytime in our program. It can be a form of a number, string. A string is a text, by the way, a list, and a dictionary. There's a rule in variable naming, which is you can't add a number or special characters in the first letter. So we're gonna make our first variable. Let's just call it x, and the x has a value of 5. Okay, and another one, just call it apple, equals to 10. Okay, so if the variable has two words or more, we can combine it with an underscore like this. My underscore variable is 10. Let's just say you can also use a camel case. By the way, this is called a snake case naming. You can also make a variable like this. My variable equals 15 maybe. And it's called a camel case. But this is rarely used among Python programs. Most Python programs usually use this snake case, so we're gonna stick with it for a while. Okay, other than numbers, we can define something called a string. So let's create a variable called hello, and it has the value world. Now, if we want to get the value of a variable, we can print it. So let's print each one of them. Print x. Okay, so it's gonna show 5, the value of x. Gonna run the tutorial. Okay, if you want to show the history of what you've entered in the command prompt before, you can press the up arrow on the command line. So like this, there we go. We'll just press enter, and then it shows 5, the value of x, not the text x. If we want to make the text x appear here, we should use a single quote or a double quote, but a single quote is more preferred as it's more simple. Okay, so right here, the letter x is printed because we put single quotes in it. So let's print each one of them. X, we can put comma in here, the second argument to print the value of x, and then I'll put a equal mark here, and then we're gonna print the apple. It equals to apple. Then my variable should put quote here equals my variable, and also the second my variable, which is camel case, my variable equals my variable. And then we're gonna print the value of hello. Okay, so variable hello, gonna save it and then run it. Okay, so there we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 variables, and each one of them prints the value of the variable. other than string and numbers, we can have something called a list. A list holds a collection of things. Let me give you an example. My list equals to create a list, you can create a bracket here and then just put the items inside the brackets. So we're gonna put maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, then print the list, my list right here. So it's gonna show up like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. We also can create a list containing variables like this, my list of variables, which is x apple, my variable, and my variable in camel case. We can also put it like this to make it more organized. Right, so let's run it. Oh, we haven't printed it. Let's print it out first. My list of variables. Alright, so 5, 10, 10, 15. The last one is hello. We haven't put it here. Let's run it again. There we go. This is the value of the variables we have defined up there. So we have learned about numbers, string, lists, and we also have something called a dictionary. Here, we'll define a dictionary. A dictionary is a collection of key value, and each key is associated to a value like this. My dict is, let's say, I have a key of name, and it will be my name, and I have the age property, the key, and I put my age in it. Then we're gonna print it, my dict. So what will show up? This will show up like this. It has brackets at each end of the dictionary, the key name, and the key age, showing its values also. You can also put a dictionary to a list like this. My list of dicts. So let's create another dictionary. Um, my another dict. Just name it. Okay. Here it's also contains the same key and value, the same key but the different values. Let's just name it another person, and the age. Uh, let's put a different age in it, and then we also create a list by putting brackets, and then the variable name, the dictionary name, a dict, and another dict. If we print it, we will get my list of dicts. Let's run it here. There we go. We get the list of the dictionaries like we described above. So we're gonna create a general store management system, right? So we're gonna create something which is inside a general store. Let's just say we have a dictionary called bread, okay? And we have an ID. Just put a random ID for now. Let's just name it 1. And the item has a name. The name is bread. And the price, it costs $1. Then we have the type also. The type is food. Okay, so we have 4 keys here. It's ID, name, price, and type. So here's the other dictionary in which we will create a knife. So the ID is 2, the name is knife, price is 5, and the type is kitchen tool. Third one, we are going to create something called a frying pan. The ID is 3, name is frying pan, the price is 10, and the type is also kitchen tool. So we have 3 items here. We're gonna put it in a list called inventory, which consists of bread, knife, and frying pan. We're gonna print the inventory here. Alright, we're gonna run it. There we go. We have this, but it looks kind of messed up. To create a beautiful list of objects here, we can use a Json module. To use a Json module, we first have to import it. We can import here, or it's usually imported at the top of a file, but we're just gonna import here. Import JSON, and we will not print inventory, but we'll print json.dumps surrounded by parentheses inventory, and we're gonna put indent equals 2. Alright, so let's run it again. There we go, it looks better than before. So this is called a JSON. We'll talk about JSON later, but this is the end of the variable session. See you in the next session, which is a conditional.